Hello, I'm Susie. It is October 16th, 2025, Eastern Standard Time, 12:46 p.m. And I have something really exciting that came to me this morning. When I looked on my YouTube the first time this morning to see how it's progressing, I saw that my subscribers were at the number 969 subscribers. And now I'm not really keeping track because I'm looking forward to the rapture, right? So I'm not really keeping track, but I look at it every once in a while to see, how it's growing and to see, it's kind of cool that it was getting close to 1,000. Anyway, today that 969 just like embedded into my head, and I couldn't get it out of my head all morning. It kept popping back in my head, 969. So I had to look it up, and I looked it up in the Strong's Concordance. And this is really exciting, guys. And I know the Lord wanted me to share it with everybody because it's so encouraging, you who are watching and waiting, right? Here we go. In Hebrew, it didn't mean all that much to me. In Hebrew, it said a tower, a testing, trial, exam, prove, which the root word was 974. So I looked up 969. It said a tower and testing tower. Then I went to 974, which was the root word, and it said trial, examine, prove, so like we're still going through that today, right? But then when I went to the Greek, this is so exciting. So I went to the Greek, and the word for 969 is beryl, Beryl. And I knew that was a stone. It's a precious stone, right? So I looked it up I looked up the word beryl to see where it was, and it's one of the stones that was in the ephod, that the thing that the God told the priests they needed to wear this thing over their chest with the 12 stones, right, representing the 12 tribes of Israel. And beryl was one of them. It was in the fourth row, which I don't know. I didn't check into the meaning of every place where beryl was, but it was in Exodus, it was in Ezekiel, it was in Daniel, and it was in Revelation, which I thought was very interesting because those are 4 books that we have been turning to a lot in these last days in our studies, right? So the one that caught my eye was the Daniel one, which was Daniel 10. I'm going to read starting in verse 2, but it was actually Daniel 10:6 is the one that has the word beryl in it. Okay, so I'm going to start so you can get a picture of what it's talking about. It's so awesome. I'm going to start with Daniel 10, verse 2. And remember, verse 6 is the one that was highlighted, but with the word beryl. But in Daniel 10, verse 2, it says, "In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks." 3 full weeks, that's 21 days, and that is about the time since the first disappointment from Joshua came, right? When we first got it wrong. So going on to verse 3 in Daniel chapter 10, it says, "I ate no pleasant bread, neither came flesh nor wine in my mouth, neither did I anoint myself with oil until 3 whole weeks were fulfilled." Verse 4, "And in the 24th day of the first month," the 24th of the first month, And that's what we're talking about today, would be the 24th of the first month. Well, we're thinking the 23rd, but actually the 24th for much of the world, right? The 23rd was yesterday for some of the world. So, going back to the dates that Joshua said for the Exodus, September 23rd and 24th. So it says right here, in the 24th day, that's the 24th of the first month. And this must be the first month because they just had the Jewish New Year, right? That was the Feast of Trumpets, the first one that we misinterpreted, okay? So how awesome is that? And I didn't even get to the verse yet that I'm going to, which is 10:6. Now we're on 10:5. Then I looked up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with the fine gold of Uphaz. I don't know what that is. That's someplace, right? I didn't look up, but verse 6, this is the verse that the word beryl is in. His body also was like the beryl. His body was like this precious gem. And I got to say that I did look it up in the regular dictionary, in the Webster's dictionary. And it said that beryl can be different colors. It named like several different colors that it could be. So it's just, I'm sure, a very beautiful gemstone, right? His body was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. That's Jesus. He saw Jesus on the 24th day. How timely is this message, huh? Verse 7, and I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so they fled to hide themselves. They felt an earthquake when Daniel saw Jesus. And I can't help but believe this is all happening today for us. I mean, up until through possibly tomorrow, but I believe about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning Eastern Standard Time is sundown in Israel. And we're like 5 hours behind that. So till sundown tomorrow. But I know on the other side of the world, it's going to be already, anyway, you know, that's another reason that it says no one will know the day or the hour, right? Yeah, so awesome. I know many of you needed that encouragement today, and I just praise the good Lord. God, you're so great. And see you all soon. God bless. Love you all.